I have my ideas.
Cool.
I have my ideas. Let's go AFC South. So we have the Tennessee Titans, the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Jacksonville Jaguars in no particular order.
Correct.
So I'll go first. So here's what I'm thinking. I put a lot of thought into this division.
I'm going to pause you for a second.
Go for it.
We had a conversation earlier. Well, that was a conversation. It was like a tweet. But like Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson
Yep.
had that foot surgery. They're already ahead of schedule.
Yes.
So
They're projected to be back week 1.
correct. So we should assume Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson are ready week 1.
That's my mindset.
Okay.
Yep.
So I just wanted to throw that out.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Cool.
So here's what I think. Talk about a team that's going to, and this is going to surprise people, that is going to regress. I think actually 2 teams regress at a similar pace this year. And I think the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts are not as good as people think they're going to be.
Oh, snap. Oh, no. What are you going to do here?
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going there. Don't worry. Don't worry.
All right.
I would say I'm going to go Tennessee Titans win the division.
Okay.
Because I think anytime you add somebody like a Julio Jones, that adds an entire wrinkle, an entire crevice to that offense that you have to account for.
Yes.
What does that do? That opens up the running lane for Derrick Henry more, which he doesn't need any help in. That opens up the field for A.J. Brown, and having 2 people like that opens up the field for Julio. So I think offensively, they're going to be dominant.
Top 5.
My question is, what is that defense going to do? Because last year you saw it. They thought they were these bad boys. They thought they were going to come punch people in the mouth, and they got punched in the mouth a lot.
Yep.
A lot. And especially, what's particularly concerning to me about that is that a defense that plays on a run-dominant team should not be getting punched in the mouth like that. They should be
Rested.
fresh. They should be ready. They should be able to assert themselves. And they could not do it when it mattered. And that's concerning. You saw that in the playoffs. When they needed a big one, they were nowhere to be found. And that defense got no better, in my opinion. So I think that's going to be my big question mark for the Titans. I still think that offense carries them through. I think the Indianapolis Colts, I think they regress offensively because they didn't address wide receiver. Again,
Yeah.
you know, they're still going to be good. I think they'll still win 10 games or more. But I don't think they're going to be these Super Bowl contenders, you know, giving the Chiefs, you know, giving people like the Browns, whoever you want to pick, a run for their money. I just don't see that happening. In terms of wide receiver, they're very, very thin.
Sure.
And they don't have targets for Carson Wentz. Why are you going to bring in a quarterback that he has nobody to throw to?
Yep.
They looked exactly the same last year, and they weren't able to get it done. It wasn't Phillip Rivers. I mean, he was awful. But I don't really think it was all Phillip Rivers on that.
Sure.
I mean, when you have no groceries in the shopping cart, I mean, what are you going to do with that? I think the Jaguars get better significantly because you can't be much worse than you were last year. Obviously, we'll see what that young rookie backfield is going to do. I think there's going to be some fireworks there in a positive way.
Yeah. That offensive line is bad, though.
That offensive line is awful.
Bad.
And I'm worried about Trevor Lawrence's health on that
Did you
one.
see his first play of his preseason game?
What, he got blasted by Myles Garrett?
He fumbled
Oh, jeez.
because he got hit after like 2 seconds.
I did not see that. I saw him get sacked by Myles Garrett.
Literally,
So
no protection.
it's
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. And I mean, I like the fact that the Jaguars address 2 skill positions. But I mean, you could have the most skilled people in the world. You can have Tom Brady back there. If he can't take a 3-step drop and hit at somebody, it don't matter. It doesn't matter who you have back there. So that's my concern with them. And I don't know what they're going to do defensively. Defense has been a question ever since they went to the AFC Championship game against the Pats in 15. They have never been the same, especially defensively. Because if you look at that team, they were a defensively driven team. You know, having Miles Jack, I think it is.
Yep. Solid play.
Having
They used to have Jalen
Ramsey over there. Having Campbell over Calais Campbell up in the front. You know, having people like that. Those are studs. And they let them all go for a bag of pennies and a banana. So honestly, I know they're trying to rebuild, but I'm curious, if what's going to happen there. And
Sure.
we don't even have to. I'm not even going to talk about the Texans. If they win 5 games, they're lucky. I'll
they
leave
win
that.
3 games, they're lucky.
You're right. If they win 3 games, they're lucky, and I'll leave that there.
I think I'm gonna go the same. Actually, I think I'm gonna go the same exact way. I think I go Titans, Colts, Jags, Texans. I think the Titans and Colts are close rosters. Here's what I'll say about the Titans. I agree 100% with everything you said. Julio, if nothing else, is a fantastic decoy.
Oh my
An
goodness.
excellent decoy.
What?
Now you got one-on-one coverage with AJ Brown, one-on-one coverage with Julio Jones, and you got to stack the box. You got Derrick Henry sitting back there waiting to eat somebody's lunch.
That's nasty.
Come on now.
That's nasty.
And if you don't stack the box, Derrick Henry's running. If you do stack the box, great. I got 2 top-flight wide receivers left and right.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Come on. And Tannehill is a solid quarterback at this point.
He answers the bill.
He is a top quarter of the league quarterback in my eyes. I think. Well, what's a quarter? What's a quarter of 32? Is that 8? No, maybe not top quarter. He's a top 30.
I would say 10 to 15.
Top 30. Yeah, 10 to 15, somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
So he's a great quarterback. He's going to distribute. He's going to do an excellent job.
That's
The
all you
only
need.
question about them is tight end.
Right.
They lost Jonnu Smith, and they lost Delaney Walker,
Yep.
which is not great. But we'll see how they
Because
do.
that was a big wrinkle in their offense last year was tight end play,
Right.
especially in the red zone.
Correct. Jonnu Smith was
A
indisposable.
stud.
However, you could arguably put Julio at tight end.
Oh my
But
goodness.
he's that same big body presence.
Of
You know what I
course.
mean? The Colts. Carson Wentz has a better team with this Colts team than he had with the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
He was throwing the lawn chairs.
Yes. I would agree
His
with that.
receivers were trash. They didn't have a good running back, and their defense was average. They just got crazy good, hot going into the playoffs, and they won a Super Bowl out of it. That defense is nasty. The Ty is better than any receiver that they had in Philly,
Agree.
and Jonathan Taylor's a freak.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm not worried about the run game. My
So
thing is with wide receiver, when you only have one good wide receiver, what are they gonna do?
No.
Double, triple you, 2-2. They'll put one in front, one over the top. It's tough.
I agree with you.
That's tough.
I agree with you. However, Carson has shown that he can make that work. He's made it work with worse. And now, if his mental is okay, his offensive line is fantastic.
Oh my
He's got
goodness.
a running game.
That's a top 3
He's
offensive line.
got bottom of the barrel receivers, but he's got some. He's dealing with some competent pass catchers. And that defense is sick.
Yeah.
So it's going to give him lots of opportunities with
Yep.
good field position. I just think the Titans are too loaded.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty high on these 2 teams. I think whichever one doesn't win the division is still going to go pretty far into the playoffs. I think these are some really solid teams. And I think in the divisional round, you might see 2 of these guys in that divisional round competing with Chiefs are in the first round bye, or that AFC North team.
Sure.
So, I think these 2 teams are really solid. Now the Jags, we'll see. It's a lot of we'll see. They could come out and win 10 games.
Yeah, they could. Or
They could
win
come
6.
out and drop 6.
Yeah.
So, you just don't know. Now the Texans, I don't foresee Deshaun Watson coming back and playing. Therefore, they have literally
Nobody out there.
0 talent. Sorry, Philip Lindsay, have fun. Oh wait, no, he's in Arizona. Never mind. Is he in Arizona? I think he's in Arizona.
No, I think he's in.
If
I
he's,
think
if
he
he's
was
in Houston,
Texas.
good luck.
Yeah.
Sorry, Philip. You're the most talented person on that roster.
That's tough.
Sorry.
That is tough.
The Texans will win 2 games, maybe. And it'll be one of those like Jets scenarios where they get lucky.
Probably. They're so bad that they screw up the draft stock.
Exactly. It'll be something like that. So
And let me clarify real quick. When I say regression, I'm more so speaking on the general consensus. I'm hearing a lot of talk about the Texans and the Colts being these hyper scary teams that are Super Bowl. I don't see them being Super Bowl contenders.
I think they're contenders, but the thing with that is, so are teams that are better than them.
Right, exactly. And that's the problem.
It's like
right?
any other year if Pat Mahomes didn't exist,
Correct, and that's my thing.
you would absolutely be in that conversation. But it's just when you have a high-powered team like that, unless the Chiefs get knocked out early, I don't see either one of these teams beating them.
And that's my thing, right? My only thing in the AFC is I ask myself, can they beat the Chiefs? If I can't say yes definitively, they're not going to.
The Titans are close. The Colts, I don't think so.
I don't think
The Colts can't keep up, but the Titans have. And again, I think that maybe their defense can't keep up with the Chiefs, but no one's defense can keep up with the Chiefs.
Sure.
So that offense, however, has something special that the Chiefs don't have, which is a running back that can run for 2,000 yards, a receiver that can catch for 1,500, and another receiver that can catch for 1,500.
But here's the problem, right? And remember we had talked about the Tennessee Titans when they went and played Green Bay. What did I talk about? A run-dominant team does not beat a pass-dominant offense. And the problem is that when the Chiefs can score in 3-minute bursts, and it takes the Tennessee Titans 7, you run out of time. You might be able to keep up.
That's fair.
But you run out
They
of time.
did have a hard time with the Packers.
Correct, because they can't keep up.
There
wasn't. If there was more time on the clock, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, especially with the way the NFL is designed now, it's a pass-dominant league.
Sure.
Running the ball doesn't work when it comes time to win the game because it takes too long. And that's my biggest hang-up with the Titans. It's just they eat a lot of clock.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time they like it that way because they get the lead early and we're
And
just
it
going
keeps
to
that
chew the
defense
clock.
fresh.
Oh, exactly.
And keeps the defense off the field too.
Exactly. Now that's the bigger thing right there. Keep them off the field for the love of Lord. Keep them off the field.